day 9 of going over what I can improve on every single day. I got this comment from Carl Hahn. Keep improving, bro. Thank you so much for the daily support. I really appreciate it. I missed out the last 2 days because my body just crashed. But I'm back on the grind. Thank you for the support. I really appreciate it. Got my retainers on today, so I'm talking a bit funny. So something I've been struggling today and for the last 1 or 2 days is I'm letting these arguments from these peers of mine occupy my brain. Now it's weird. When I get in arguments with people who I know are not educated, it doesn't sit in my mind. But when I get arguments with people who sort of have a bit of knowledge, they're sort of people in corporate, people with law degrees, people who are sort of middle class, people who are sort of, definitely smart, but they have different views to mine, and I'm sort of really confident and I know my views are correct because it's the same views that a lot of my mentors have, and obviously their perspective will keep them in the middle class, and I'm trying to sort of show them my perspective and they're just not getting it, and they think I'm the crazy one. One mistake I'm making is that I'm not sort of sharing with them and telling them that, hey, I want to tell you and share my worldview and the worldview of the successful people in my life, and be more direct about how, hey, we're arguing about differences in worldview, and I think that's something I need to get better at. Go straight to the source. The source of my frustration is that they're not seeing my worldview. So that's one mistake I made. So what I should have done was like, hey, this is your worldview, I'm assuming, and this is my worldview, and my worldview is congruent to a lot of successful people in life. Now, I believe that my worldview is better, so I'm going to stick with it. You can tell me why you don't think it's better for me, and you can tell me why your worldview is better, despite not being followed by successful people. And I think that's a much stronger argument, rather than trying to talk about, like, we're arguing about things that are nowhere near the root of the argument. So I need to get better at getting to the root of the argument, so there isn't this endless loop that just keeps looping and there's no solution and there's no sort of so I'm able to sort of get closure on the argument and get to the point, okay, hey, they have different perspectives and they don't see what I'm talking about. Or 2, they understand where I'm coming from and they're sort of able to see what my point is. I'm not getting any closure because I'm not going straight to the root cause, and that's my fault. For example, let's say my friend is talking about how he likes to travel and sort of do things slowly. Like if he was given 1 month, he'd want to do 4 different things, 1 thing each week. And when I travel, I like to do 20 things in that 1 month. I want to sort of get as much things as done as possible, rather than trying to argue with each other on why traveling and doing more is better, how you could sort of get more out of the same time. And then he will talk about how it's all about quality, and if you do too many things you'll forget and it doesn't stick. Jump straight to the difference in worldview. See that, okay, hey friend, are you trying to say that in a given amount of time you'd want to do less things but spend more time doing those less things? Whereas if I was given the same amount of time, for me, I would want to do more things. Now let's dive even deeper. Your worldview is you believe that you need to spend more time on an activity for you to really have fun, experience it, and remember it. Whereas my worldview is I can do that activity quickly and still experience it and remember it because we're doing the same amount of things. For example, let's say you want to explore a town and it takes you 2 days to visit 5 things within that town, whether it's the beach, the shop, etc. Whereas I could do the same 5 things in 1 day. You're saying that because you do 5 things in 2 days and I do 5 things in 1 day, I'm getting less. That is what I disagree on. Now I've sort of gone to the root of the argument, and that's where we'll start arguing. Skipping all the BS, skipping the arguments of why more is better than less, skipping about how you won't remember things. Like, I went straight to the root of the argument, and I need to learn that when arguing, spend 90 or 80% of the time going to the root cause or finding what the root cause or the root difference, and then spend 20% of the time arguing the difference in worldview. Rather than the exact opposite, spending 80% of the time arguing about the difference and only spending 20% of the time trying to figure out the difference in worldview. So yeah, I need to get better at arguing, because as I grow, as I get further and further away from people, and I sort of, basically my worldview gets really, really uncommon, because in order to be successful, you have to have uncommon worldviews. I'm going to have more and more smart, educated people disagree with me, and I need to get better at arguing. Because 1, it's fun. 2, I'm going to have to be in those situations. 3, if I just listen and I don't show my perspective, that's going to weaken my worldviews. 4, by shoving my worldview down people's throat, it just strengthens my own worldview. And 8, it's nearly impossible to ignore. Like, people are always going to have different perspectives, and the stronger or the clearer, the more clarity I have on my perspective, the more stronger my worldview is. So that's why it's important. And plus, I think this is just a good skill in general. So yeah, that's the thing I need to work on for today and the future. Thank you so much for the support. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.